Hello guys. Welcome back to another one of my videos. First of all, I want to say thank you for 4.3k subscribers. I just uploaded the 3k thank you art a week or two ago. It really makes my heart warm seeing how many of you guys watch my videos. So basically this video is going to be a SakuAtsu one because they really do be making me feel things lately. I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I enjoyed writing it. I really like to write them because I love writing, and I love Haikyuu. So combining them both is like a therapy for me, haha. You can also leave the names of the ships that you might ever want to see in the future. Now let's move on to the video.
Omi-kun. I heard him shouting. I looked up from my phone's screen to see him standing by the cafeteria door, waving his hand. I held up mine too, as a gesture to let him know I'd heard him and there wasn't any reason to keep shouting. He immediately got what I meant and ran over to the table. He slid into the chair in front of me. "Took you too long," I pointed out, looking down at my phone, swiping through my timeline. "Yeah, the teachers were pairing us up with some students, so it took quite a bit of time." He gave me a bright smile and I sighed before nodding. "Aren't Suga and Daichi here yet?" He craned his neck and looked all of the place. "No," I replied. "Aw man, they're always so late. Why do I always have to starve to death during lunch?" He grunted, laying his head down on the table. Just then, the cafeteria door opened and a guy walked in. "Tsumu," he shouted, waving at Itsumu. "Oikawa," he chirped, a bright smile taking over his dull expression. He came towards the table and gave Itsumu a USB. "You left it at the class when we were transferring data into my laptop." He giggled. "Oh. Thanks for bringing it to me. Sorry for the trouble." Itsumu chuckled. The guy looked at me for a moment and then turned back to Itsumu with a small smirk. "I'll get going now. Don't be late tomorrow." He gave Itsumu a little wink and Itsumu laughed in return, his face slightly red. Roger. Who was that?" I asked, glaring at his back as he went towards the cafeteria's door and exited the place. "Oh, him. He's Oikawa, my partner for the project," he replied, looking down at the USB with a little smile on his face. "MHM. I hummed, going back to looking down at my phone. There was this uneasy feeling building up inside of me and I really wanted to know what it was. Maybe I was just being insecure because Itsumu is the only close friend I've ever made. "What data did you have to transfer?" I asked curiously, even though it's unlike me to get curious over something like this. "Oh, it's He looked away from my face, a light blush covering his cheeks, scratching the back of his neck. "It's nothing important. Just some pictures." He laughed and got up from his seat. "I'm going to the bathroom. I'll come back in a bit, okay? Give me a call if Suga and Daichi come in the meanwhile." And with that, he left without even waiting for a response from me. Blush. Did he just blush? Does he have a crush on him or something? If he does, maybe he should go for it. He's really pretty, there's no way he'd turn him down. Wait, what? No. Itsumu isn't pretty. He's ugly. Wait, no, he isn't ugly. But he isn't pretty either, he's just Itsumu. That's all he is. I sighed. Why am I thinking too much? It's unlike me. Hello. I looked up from my hands to see Suga and Daichi standing there. "You're late." I deadpanned. We know. Suga giggled and they both slid into the seats in front of me. "Wait," Itsumu was sitting there, Suga cut me off. "I don't see him here." It came out more like a question. "He went to the washroom a few minutes ago." "Oh. It's fine, I don't think he'll mind." Suga chuckled. Him and Daichi then started talking to each other. I took my phone and dialed Itsumu's number but he didn't pick up. It said he was busy on another line. I wanted to get out of here as soon as possible, so I got up from my seat. "Where are you going?" Daichi asked. "Itsumu told me to call him when you guys come. He was starving but he isn't picking up his phone now. So I'm going to see if he's out of the toilet yet or not." I then turned around and started walking towards the washroom. I opened the door and entered it. I looked around but didn't find Itsumu, so I dialed his number again but it was still busy on another line. I was about to give up and leave, but then I heard his muffled voice coming from one of the booths. "Yeah, I think," he said. Who was he talking to? "Listen, you can get it done by the evening, right?" There was silence. "Are you sure?" "Okay." "Yes, you told that already." "Yes." "Wait, I'm not done yet." There was a long pause. "Yeah, Oikawa, I've been holding back because I thought it might make things awkward or cringy, but I'm going to tell it now." There was a pause again. A really long one. What were they discussing? He just met him at school a few moments ago, why was he calling him again? That too, in the washroom? "You make my heart bloom and I think you're really cute," he said. My eyes widened in surprise. A poetry? He was doing a poetry to confess his love for him. So I was right, after all. He really did like him. I felt the weight on my chest come back and a ball of guilt formed in my throat. What's wrong with me? Why am I being this way? It's not like him and I are dating. It's not like he's cheating on me. It's not like I like him anyway. He's just my friend, right? Right? Damn it. I immediately ran out of the washroom before I could hear anything else or before he could come out of the bathroom. I went towards the table and picked my bag up. "Where are you going?" Daichi asked. "I don't really feel good," I replied and walked out of the cafeteria. 4:08 p.m. Omi. "Are you okay? Why did you leave?" 4:47 p.m. Omi-kun, please answer me, I'm getting worried. Stop texting me. I'm not in the mood to talk. Go away. 5:16 p.m. Omi-kun? Are you home? 6:08 p.m. Omi, please answer, I'm really worried. What happened to you? Why did you leave all of a sudden? I know you aren't sick, right? So what's the matter? I didn't reply. Instead, I put my phone on the nightstand beside me. After a few moments, my phone started ringing, and I picked it up without seeing the caller ID. Omi-kun. Are you okay? Where are you? Why aren't you replying to my texts? Is everything okay? Shit. Why did it have to be him, out of all the people? He's never called me before, I didn't even consider the possibility of him calling me. I'm fine, I said after a long pause. Where are you? Why did you leave the cafeteria? I've been texting since a long time, why didn't you reply? I'm home. Didn't feel good. I replied shortly. Okay. He said and cut the call off. Huh. That's it? That's all he had to talk about? Wow, Kiyomi, he's mad at you now. Way to go. Why did your stupid self have to get jealous and take everything to heart? You like him, but can't you keep that to yourself? He likes someone else, let him live happily, damn it. I sighed and closed my eyes. 6:25 p.m. I heard the doorbell ring. It's not Mom, is it? She has a night shift. Dad's out of the city for the week, who could it be? I sighed and dragged myself out of the bed, skidding my feet on the wooden floor as I made my way over to the front door. I opened it without even asking who was outside, or without even taking a peek. There he stood, out of breath. His face was red from all the running, and he was panting. Omi-kun. He panted. I immediately grabbed his arm and pulled him inside, closing the door behind him. What the hell? I asked. You're fine. You aren't sick. I was right after all. He gave me a small smile, resting his arms on his knees and panting. Why are you here? I asked, glaring at him. There was a pause. He then looked back up at me and stood up straight. Why did you leave? He asked, glaring at me in return. Don't answer my question with a question. I scoffed. I don't care, just answer me. He said, folding his arms. I stared in his eyes. He looked really pretty. Since when did he even get this pretty? Was I blind? Did I never realize it? Hello. He snapped his fingers in front of me. I can't take it. Why must I hide how I feel? Is it really wrong that I like him? I don't care if it ruins our friendship, I have to let him know. Because I don't know about him, but I can safely say for myself that I'm not able to keep living like this. Hiding it all from the only person I'm close to? That's absurd, I can't hide it anymore. I took a step closer towards him. Omi. How long has it been already? When was the first time I started looking at him in a different way? Omi-kun. I kept taking steps towards him, and he kept taking steps back. He finally stopped when his back touched the wall. Kiyomi. Was it since the start? Have his eyes always been this pretty? Has his skin always been this smooth? Have his lips always been this irresistible? I put both of my hands on either side of him, trapping him. Oh Omi, what happened? What took over you all of a sudden? He gulped. I looked in his eyes and then stared at his lips. How they moved. How they trembled. How they were so smooth. I put my thumb on his lip, and then looked in his eyes. He was beet red by now, and I could hear the beating of his heart because of the proximity between us. Cute. I breathed. What? Oh Omi-kun, what's gotten over you? Why are you being so? I cut him off. Don't hate me after this. I said. Huh? He was confused. His right eyebrow raised, biting his bottom lip. What are you talking? I cut him off as I smashed my lips onto his, not letting him complete his sentence. I saw his eyes widen, but he closed them after a few moments. His hand slowly made its way over to my hair and he tugged on them. I pulled away, resting my forehead against his. Give me a break. He breathed. I was already out of breath when I came. He let out a chuckle. Sorry. I panted. Sorry for, he wrapped both his arms around my neck and positioned me so that his lips were in front of my ear. You're always one step ahead of me, aren't you? He breathed. My eyes widened and the hair on the back of my neck stood up. Wait, he pulled away from the hug, and took something out of his bag. It was a rectangular painting. He stared at it for a bit before turning it around. I got a friend of mine to paint this for us. I thought I'd confess to you today, but you always end up surprising me. He laughed, scratching the back of his neck, blushing. What friend? I asked, shocked. The one you saw at Cafeteria today. I transferred this picture into his laptop so that he could paint it for us and do the calligraphy. He chuckled. Do you like it? He asked. Yeah. I breathed. It's really pretty. I said. I love it.
二人私の言うこと信じて秋じゃ働くだけ朝から晩